The tragedy of Unai Emery's Arsenal. What really went wrong at Arsenal after Arsene Wenger left? How did a manager like Unai Emery, with a record of European success, go from early promise to ultimate disappointment in just 18 months? Was it tactical mistakes, a lack of identity, or something deeper that unraveled the club's ambitions? When Unai Emery was appointed head coach of Arsenal FC in May 2018, the announcement was met with cautious optimism. Arsenal had just ended an era, a 22-year managerial reign by Arsene Wenger, one of the most influential figures in English football history. Wenger's departure marked not just the end of an era, but a turning point for a club that needed direction, identity, and a return to elite competition. Many believed Emery, a man with European pedigree and a reputation for tactical innovation, could bring that new era. After all, he had won multiple UEFA Europa League titles and managed with success across top European leagues. Yet what unfolded over the next 18 months at Emirates Stadium would become one of the most controversial and deeply analyzed periods in Arsenal's modern history, a story of dramatic highs, frustrating lows, and a painful unraveling that continues to shape the club's narrative. Arsenal supporters had lived through a period of adjustment after Wenger's departure. The team had just finished second in the 2017-18 Premier League season, a performance that rekindled hopes of a title challenge. Yet without Champions League qualification, there was a sense that change was overdue. When Emery arrived, many fans saw a fresh start, a chance to modernize, rebuild, and compete at the highest level again. During his press conferences and early statements, Emery spoke of protagonist football, a style built on possession, attacking movement, tactical flexibility, and relentless determination. It sounded elegant and exciting. Supporters hoped that, with such clarity of ambition, Arsenal might rediscover its attacking identity while fixing the strategic issues that had plagued the end of the Wenger era. At first, there were reasons for optimism. Arsenal went on an impressive winning run early in Emery's tenure, securing 11 consecutive victories, their best streak in over a decade, and extending an unbeaten streak to 22 games. The team looked competitive, confident, and energetic. A 4-2 victory over Tottenham Hotspur in the North London Derby added to the growing confidence. The early results gave the impression that Emery was building something meaningful, perhaps even crafting a blueprint for long-term success. What many didn't realize at that moment was that these early victories masked deeper structural issues that would soon resurface. Despite the promising start, the first significant test came in the 2018-19 UEFA Europa League final, where Arsenal faced Chelsea FC. For many fans, this was more than a cup final. It was a golden opportunity to secure Champions League qualification, a trophy, and a symbolic turning point. It should have been a defining moment. Instead, it became a watershed of disappointment. Arsenal lost 4-1 in a performance that lacked cohesion and fight. The final exposed weaknesses that had been hidden beneath the surface: defensive frailties, tactical confusion, and a lack of adaptability on the big stage. The defeat was not just a loss of a match, it was a loss of belief. Back in the Premier League, Arsenal finished the season in 5th place, once again missing out on Champions League football. It was a result that highlighted a painful truth. While there had been flashes of promise, the team had not taken a decisive step forward. For a club with elite ambitions, finishing behind rivals and outside the top 4 was an outcome that brought both frustration and critical questions about direction. One of the core issues that began to emerge during Emery's time was the lack of a consistent identity. His early declarations promising aggressive, possession-based football soon gave way to a more adaptive style that often appeared reactive rather than strategic. Arsenal's tactical shape changed frequently from game to game, as though Emery was searching for solutions rather than executing a clear blueprint. Some matches showcased attacking ambition, while others saw deep defensive organization and cautious buildup. For many fans and pundits, this inconsistency signaled a deeper issue. Emery did not seem to have a coherent tactical philosophy that could be reliably executed. This inconsistency wasn't just tactical, it was visible in team selection, player roles, and in-game substitutions. Key players were shuffled between positions, formations were constantly adjusted, and there was a sense that the team never settled into a stable rhythm. Instead of building continuity, Emery was perceived as constantly tinkering, as though he was trying to catch lightning in a bottle, rather than shaping a coherent identity. The lack of clarity extended beyond the pitch and into the locker room. Arsenal legends and pundits openly criticized aspects of Emery's approach, suggesting that the team needed better structure, more decisive leadership, and clearer communication. This was not simply about differing football philosophies, it was about the psychological state of a team that appeared unsure of itself. Another factor that contributed to the growing frustration among supporters was Emery's relationship with the squad, particularly his handling of certain senior players. Mesut Ozil, a world-class creator, whose perceived lack of defensive work rate and form made him a target of tactical criticism, became the focal point of debate. Emery's public communication around Ozil's role, selection, and exclusion became a flashpoint. Fans were divided, some supported the coach's tactical pragmatism, while others felt the club's handling of a player of Ozil's stature lacked empathy and leadership nuance. The situation became symbolic of the broader problem, a lack of unity and clarity between coach, squad, and supporters. Emery himself faced unique personal challenges during this period. His first language is Spanish, and though he spoke English, he often struggled to communicate with fluency. In a world where managerial communication extends beyond tactics into media handling, player motivation, and emotional leadership, this created a sense of distance. While some dismissed it as a minor issue, others viewed it as a significant impediment. At a club as high-profile as Arsenal, commanding confidence through language and presence matters. Players require not just tactical direction, but clarity, trust, and motivational support, all of which depend on effective communication. Complicating Emery's task was the wider club environment. Arsenal's executive structure was in flux. Shortly after his arrival, CEO Ivan Gazidis departed, and the club underwent leadership reorganization. This created instability in recruitment, sporting strategy, and the relationship between coaching staff and boardroom decision-makers. Without a unified vision from top to bottom, Emery was left implementing a strategy without a firm foundation. Transfers were made, some successful, others less so, but none addressed the deeper structural needs of the squad. High-profile signings like Nicolas Pepe brought excitement, but failed to deliver consistent impact. Injuries further destabilized plans, leaving Emery constantly adjusting personnel rather than building stability. By the start of the 2019-20 season, those early signs of promise had evolved into a familiar pattern of inconsistency. Arsenal's performances were erratic, dominating some matches, while appearing sluggish or disjointed in others. Confidence ebbed and flowed, and the team struggled to string together meaningful results. The inconsistency became visible in the standings as well. Arsenal slipped into mid-table and found themselves embroiled in a run that raised concerns among fans and pundits alike. The club's lowest point arrived in November 2019. Arsenal endured a 7-game winless streak in all competitions, their worst run since 1992. In the Europa League, a 2-1 defeat to Eintracht Frankfurt confirmed Arsenal's struggles on the continental stage and intensified scrutiny of Emery's leadership. Fans were frustrated, players looked mentally tired, and the media clamored with questions about the club's direction. It was a moment of collective disillusionment. On November 29, 2019, Arsenal announced that they were parting ways with Unai Emery. The decision, while difficult, was seen as inevitable by many. The club had gambled on a fresh start, but the dream of stability and progress had slipped away. Emery's tenure at Arsenal lasted just 18 months, a period marked by early promise, high expectations, tactical uncertainty, and ultimately, disappointing results. The tragedy of Emery's Arsenal was not solely about wins and losses. It was about missed opportunity, unclear identity, and a fragile transition from one era to the next. Critics argued that his tactical inconsistency and communication challenges undermined the team's ability to perform. Others countered that he was a victim of circumstance, inheriting a squad in need of reinvention, navigating boardroom instability, and operating under the pressure of Wenger's legacy. After all, stepping into Wenger's shoes was a monumental task, and not every talented coach could navigate the psychological and cultural weight of such an appointment. Supporters and analysts have debated Emery's legacy ever since. Some argue that his departure was necessary for Arsenal to rebuild and regain clarity. Others point out that Emery later succeeded in other managerial roles, including guiding Villarreal CF to European success and revitalizing Aston Villa, where his teams have displayed tactical coherence, defensive solidity, and strong results, sometimes contrasting sharply with his Arsenal period. These subsequent achievements raise intriguing questions about context, fit, and timing. Did Emery fail, or did Arsenal fail to create the conditions for his success? Ultimately, the tragedy of Unai Emery's Arsenal was not reducible to a single cause. It was a collision of expectation and reality, identity and transition, ambition and instability. Arsenal had hoped for a clear path back to elite competition. Instead, they found ambiguity and uncertainty. The team showed flashes of brilliance but lacked continuity. The manager showed tactical promise but did not consolidate a consistent philosophy. The club hoped for modernization, but instead encountered upheaval. For Arsenal supporters, the period remains a painful chapter, a reminder that change is never simple, even when it seems necessary. Success in football requires more than talent and intention. It requires alignment between manager and squad, between boardroom and coaching staff, and between philosophy and execution. When that alignment breaks, even the most promising vision can falter. Today, as Arsenal continues its journey under new leadership, Emery's tenure stands as a cautionary tale. It is a story of how a club's identity is as essential as its strategy, and how even the most experienced managers can struggle without stability and coherence. The tragedy is not that Emery failed, but that a chance for meaningful progress slipped away. And for a club the size of Arsenal, opportunities like this are rare and precious. If you want to uncover the full story behind Emery's rise and fall at Arsenal and stay updated on deep football insights, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because the next chapter of football history could be just as dramatic.